Alrighty, so I just want to have a little chat. I'm not even sad. Like, I'm just very sober. I'm in a sober mood. On 4/20, I decided I'm not gonna smoke no more, and I'm not going to drink because I realized that, or not even what I realized, is that I just want to know myself without those substances. I want to know and trust that I can live without them. Well, I mean, I have considered myself an addict, but I didn't take that seriously. I didn't understand that I was really using them things as crutches, for real. Whenever I got into my feelings, or whenever I felt lost, I would go there, as if, the high from the weed would replace whatever empty feeling, that was in me. But I'm gonna give you the real. On that day, that morning, I watched JoJo Dancer, the Richard Pryor movie and story. And he was looking back on his life and starting off with his 5-year-old self, trying to figure out how he got himself into that position of lighting himself on fire. And while I was watching that movie, I just was like, I have this picture in a frame. It's a picture in a frame of me when I was a baby. I don't know how old I was in that picture. I maybe was 5. I gotta ask my peoples, ask my father and stuff. But I was just I started hugging the picture, and then I started crying. And it's crazy because I had a dream not too long ago. I feel like it was probably either the 18th or the 19th. I had a dream of me doing this college tour or whatever, but it wasn't college. It was life, sort of the school of life, basically, because you had all different ages, different people and stuff, but we were all put into this institution. And while we were about to leave out, we had to get checked through some type of TSA. But I saw a little baby, and little baby, she was like 5. But I saw her, she had pigtails, and she had her overalls and a pink little shirt or whatever, and she was crying, and she was confused, and she was very lost, because she couldn't understand anybody, and nobody didn't know a way to explain it to her in the ways that she could understand. So it wasn't anybody's fault that she was lost. People were trying to help, but she just couldn't understand. And then I go over there, and I realized, what the fuck? Damn, because it's deep, bro. I realized that was me as a child, or at 5. And I just picked myself up. picked myself up, and like I just held I held myself, and I felt how like the weight, how heavy I was. I was a chunky little baby. I had nice weight, and I was just like holding on to myself. And that dream, that was such a beautiful dream. Like, I was so confused at first because I was just walking around this fuck ass school campus, just hating everything about it because I'm like, oh my, I gotta do this shit again. But once that part came, it was like I had to look at myself again, like see myself as that child, because I feel like I'm not giving her a chance to live. And it was so many points in life where it was like I was denied things. You know, I didn't get to do everything I wanted to do. And now I have the freedom and the power to do that. So it's like everything in my life now everything in my life that I do and that I want to do is so that I can be, oh fuck, woo, let me calm down. Jesus Christ, I can't be crying and talking at the same time. Shit fuck up my throat. Anyway, but like after that dream, after that movie, and I took a ride, just to take a ride and clear my head, I recognized that this life is mine. Every decision that I make is on me, and it always was on me, you know? And I was looking to find a way so far away from myself that I got lost. I got lost because I started doing things not because I wanted to, but because other people were doing it, other people were liking it, or that's the traditional way that my family went, you know. Yeah, but today, this morning, I did some self-reflection. I did some art therapy because I want to be able to enjoy myself, and I can't fully enjoy myself if I'm not conscious to see it. I think the weed and the drinking, that was like that was my ways of suppressing, I guess, my true feelings, because I was always told I'm emotional. I am very emotional. I'm very irritable. I do get irritated a lot, but then I'm like, okay, well, now that I'm seeing life in a different way, and I'm more self-aware of what I'm doing, who I am, I can change those things. I don't want to change the emotional part because I want to be able to feel, but I also want to be able to just live. I don't want to live off of emotion. I don't want to live off of feeling. I just want to be. And I think part of being is allowing, like, is to let go of control. I was trying to have too much control over myself, and I didn't listen. I didn't listen to me. I didn't listen to people around me. Because, can't nobody tell me nothing. But it got to the point where I couldn't even tell myself nothing. I couldn't hear myself actually think. Because I'm thinking of what I've heard before, or like, past failures and shit that happened to me. I'm listening to those thoughts, and they're not even real. I choose what I want to become in this reality. I choose that. But it gets confusing when you got all these substances in the way. And I was just writing. And what came out of me was, what did I write? It's like I don't seek love for validation, or I don't need love for validation, something like that. Forgot what I wrote. But it was real. And then the more I kept writing it, the more I'm like, okay, weed was substituting the empty feeling of love that I craved. This whole part of me felt like a sunken hole, and sometimes it feels like that during the day. But I didn't feel nothing right here. I did my best to avoid feeling anything right here. So all I knew was emptiness. And I go out there looking for men and other people to fill that void. And when I realized people couldn't fill that void, I went to weed. And then sometimes when weed couldn't fill that void, I went to drinking. And when drinking couldn't fill that void, bet y'all just stayed depressed. I got angry. I was irritated. Now, I'm not out here saying I was a full-blown drunk, because I wasn't. But, yeah. Life, I look back on my life and I realize how much I let it pass me by. I went through 4 years of college. None of that shit meant nothing to me. Like, I don't give myself credit for the things I've done. Once something happens, I'm like, okay, so now what? And it's probably something, it is something that I've learned, that I internalized, because that is something that my father does. He'd be like, we do this, and now what? Well, you did this, but you still got to do this. Or you did, like, anything I do, I automatically sort of just toss it out and be like, all right, well, now what's next? You done did it, so what? And I don't want to move like that no more. I want to be fully conscious and appreciative and actually live through my moments. I don't want to just do things and then look back on them to say how good it was or how bad it was. I want to recognize the good and the bad right then and there, so that I can, either remove myself or celebrate myself when I need to. I deserve that. I deserve to live my life in my way through my own eyes with my own perception. And it was a long point in time, because it's like, you gotta remember, we was kids, bro. All we knew was what to be told what to do. Even when I was younger, I didn't do everything I was told. But like, I knew I had somebody to lead me or direct me somewhere, or to catch me. I knew that. But now I can't depend on that. I don't want to depend on that, because I know my family has their own lives. I have my own life, and I'm the only one that can take control of that. I don't want to have to depend on anyone but myself. And that is comforting to me, when I know I can just depend on myself. I can live my life in the ways that I want to, and not regret or feel bad about it. I'm just doing me, and I'm accepting me. I'm no longer putting myself out there in a way to be judged or recognized by another person. I'm not. And you know how I realized that? You know how I realized that? Because I'm talking to this man, and I realized, and he's been away for a while, a long while. I've been texting him every day. Well, I sort of started feeling like I was doing too much. I'm not allowing him his space. Like, it was a time in my life where I didn't need to talk to his ass every day. Why do I think I need to talk to him now? But you know what? I do love a good morning and a good night. You know, that's all I need, is a good morning and good night, and I'll be straight. Anyway, point being, I don't want to depend on nobody to validate my love, to validate my expression, to validate me. I don't need nobody to do that, because I know myself. I'm grounded in myself, and I trust myself. I do. And I also have to be vocal and trusting enough to speak up when things need to be said. And I can do that in a way that is not snappy, that's not snarky. I could do it in a way that is still respectable. But I will make sure that I am heard. Because it's been too many days, too many years, too many nights where I went to sleep feeling like nobody hears me, nobody listens, nobody understands. It's too many. So from now on, this point forward, I am not performing. That's what it was. I felt like I was performing for him. It's nothing that he did, but it started to feel like I was performing. I was acting from that insecure girl who needed a lot of reassurance, just to know that she's still, valued or wanted. And of course, I love hearing that people love me. I love hearing that people want me around, because in my brain, I feel like people are better off without me. So to hear it unrequited, unfucking solicited, I don't even know if those are the right words to use, but like, to hear it just unprovoked, it means so much to me. It means so much. And I don't ask for nothing at all. But I love words. I love words, bro. I love hearing them. I love feeling them. I feel it. Tell me something, anything, and I'll appreciate it all. know how to lift people up, but I have to lift myself up as well. I have to give myself that same energy. And at 23, I know that I am going to be very prosperous. I'm going to be larger than anything I've ever known myself to be. And I'm going to be okay. I'm always safe. I am divinely protected. And I am a creation of someone beautiful. And I have to remember that. I have to remember that I am the creation of my mother. Anyway. Oh. Just had to have that chat with myself. You know. It's like, in that dream, I found my inner child. I found her, and I have to hold on to her and never let her fucking go. Never let her go. Because no matter where I go in this world, I'm still going to need to look back at her. Because she had the innocence. She had the purity. Matter of fact, fuck had. She holds innocence. She holds purity. She holds love. She holds hope. She holds trust. She holds faith. She holds all the principles of what I need to navigate this life that I want to live. So I have to hold on to her. And never, ever, 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 ever forget her or let her go again. I don't need to grow up. I just need to be mature. I need to be aware. And I need to be present. I need to be conscious of my actions. But I need to allow my intentions and my energy to come from her heart, from her space. And I have to create that safe space. And part of that creation is to let go of all the vices and all the substances that filled that void of loneliness and abandonment. My phone too. My phone is also a part of my addictions that I need to let go. I will only recognize my phone to be a tool. It is not a means of my social life. It's not a means of any of that. This is a tool that allows me to express myself and spread that love to more people. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. No shit, I got like some type of ADHD. I'm not going to try to blame it on the ADHD, but like it's a little bit of the ADHD. I be jumping from ping, pang, boom, 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 pop, bam. The type of shit I'm on you wouldn't understand. So, if it makes sense, then thank you for listening and understanding. I'm going to post this. And if you like it, like it. If you like me, subscribe. I want to start posting like me doing my art. And honestly, if I have any chats that I just want to have, I post, you know. But yeah. I'm coming back to me. I love me, myself, and I'm just focused on that. Nothing more, nothing less. All right.